Welcome back, and I want to say thank you so much for being patient with me. I haven't gotten the videos up once a week like I was doing. Last video I posted was some footage from up north. We did finally get out and go on vacation for this summer, just a quick weekend, but it was still worth getting out of the house. Again, I've been busy with life, as I keep saying, and that's my excuse. I know I should probably focus a little bit more on all this if this is what I kind of want to do more of as a hobby, playing on the YouTube and all that. But I will go ahead and try and get some other videos up. I have some other ones shot, just need to go ahead and do some background and edit them and all that stuff. Today though, we are going to talk about the Disney's Backstage Collection, and this will probably be my last talk on it. This is kind of an overall review of all 6 boxes that I received, whether I think they were good, and I'm actually ranking them based on what the canister looked like, what the pin was like, the t-shirt, and after I've given it a few weeks, now that I've had them, thought about it more, my opinion does slightly change on them, just because when you get them in the mail, you know, you're excited you got everything. So this time it's kind of a few weeks later, let's see where they rank. So again, I'm basing them on those 3 items, and then I'm going to total them up at the end and see which total and see was it really worth it. For the first box, it is the welcome box. That is what I feel like that's the first one that should be the average for everything going forward. Everything should be held up to that standard from the first one you got. So for the canister, I gave it a 3. For the pin, I gave it a 3. And the t-shirt, I gave it a 3. For a total of 9 points for the welcome box. That again should be the average. That should be exactly where it stands as the average. We got the first one. That's our expectations. It can either go above them or below them. The next box we got was the Toy Story collection. My opinion did not change that much from here, and I still feel this is the worst box I got out of them all. The canister, I gave it a 1 just because it's some sketches of Toy Story. I'm not the biggest Toy Story fan. I did try to take it and look at it overall. Canister was just kind of sketched up. I didn't care for it, just felt like it was too busy with what it was when I go back and look at them now. The pin we got, it was very, very hard to read. It was forky, and even trying to get the camera here for you guys to see, it was so blurry, it was so hard to get that focused in. And on a pin, that just looks horrible. No one can really look at it. They kind of have to, you know, come up close and look at it to see what's really going on there. Hated that pin. So the canister got a 1. The pin, I gave it a 1 as well. The t-shirt was so thin. Doesn't help that the same design on the t-shirt is what is on the canister, but the t-shirt material was so thin. I've never worn it. I think my wife's worn it once and then put it in her dresser, and it's never coming back out, I'm assuming. I gave that a 2 just because the material was so thin. So again, that's a total point for the Toy Story one of 4. So that was way below my expectations. The next box was the 3 Caballeros. This one actually ranked higher than I thought it was going to. I was thinking that was going to fall about average on everything, but I actually gave the canister a 4 because it was a bit colorful. It does feature Donald as well as the 2 other Caballeros. Really appreciated that. The pin was actually very colorful as well, and I still think that's one of my favorite pins I got out of these containers. Not my favorite, but one of them. The next one was the t-shirt. I thought the 3 or 4 button-up t-shirt, and it was very thick, as well as the design kind of gave that Hawaiian feel, and I'm not a fan of Hawaiian shirts, so this is just not my cup of tea. I ended up giving that a 2, so it ranked 10. So it was actually just 1 point above average of the 9. So I still think that was a good job. I might not ever wear that t-shirt, but hey, the rest of it was pretty cool. Now, the next one up was the Haunted Mansion. That was actually the one I was supposed to get 4th, but I ended up getting Fantasia 4th, and then we got the Haunted Mansion 5th, but it should have been, it was a mix-up. We had it straightened out right in time for them to cancel it. But the Haunted Mansion, I actually thought would have ranked lower because I like my Haunted Mansion. It's not my favorite attraction like some people love where they have to have everything in their house, Haunted Mansion. The canister, perfect 5. I mean, I couldn't complain, couldn't really nitpick anything on there. Loved how classic design it was. We had, I think it was the ghoul was on there and it was black, said Haunted Mansion across it. Simpler is so much better sometimes. The pin, I gave it a 3. This was the first time I had something different than the traditional square. This one was the frame, and it was a Haunted Mansion frame, and then the picture inside was the cat. I actually gave this one a 3 because I hated that photo of the cat. The frame was really cool because it was the first thing we got different, but that photo just took so much out of that pin. If they gave something else like Hatbox Ghost or the three ghosts that sing it, or the busts, that would have been awesome, or one of the busts even. Would have been so much better, it would have gave that pin so much more. I ended up giving the t-shirt a score of 4. Now the t-shirt got a score of 4 just because it does base so close to the canister, but I feel like it could have been probably a little thinner material with the shirt. I know it's a fine line. We went from Toy Story, which was way too thin, to the Three Caballeros that was way too thick. This one did fall between them, but it wasn't perfect. I feel like the t-shirt also was lacking something. It had just the drummer on the front, back said Haunted Mansion, and that was about it. I feel like, again, they could have done something different there. So overall, that actually scored a 12. So that was way higher up, 15 being the highest, 9 being average, way better than average. The next box was Fantasia. Now, this one actually surprised me. I thought this was going to be probably knocked out of the park. However, the more I nitpicked it, the more points started coming off. So the first thing was the canister. I ended up giving it a 3. The canister was just average. And it was some photos on there, not photos, some sketches on there, and I do like that, but again, it was just, to me, simpler is better. Makes me want to open the box, see what's actually in it, instead of seeing all that stuff on the side. So that one got a 3, just an average one. I think that's perfectly fine. The next one was the pin. The pin went right back to that square design, which I did not care for, the square rectangle design. It was a good picture inside it, if I recall. I think it was the broomsticks inside, or no, it was Mickey walking down the hallway with, I think, the broomsticks behind him. So it's not even that memorable to me. So I ended up giving this one a 4, and it just wasn't anything spectacular with this. It was better than average. It was better than that Square Disney Studio one, but it wasn't something to blow me away. Next up was the t-shirt. I did love this t-shirt, but I don't know if I got a misprint or what it was with this. I ended up giving it a 3, just being average. I love the Sorcerer Mickey, and they have the 3 sketches and color on it, and the splash of color on it was perfect. But the way it was printed, it's off-centered. And I don't know if that was on purpose, and I really hope it wasn't, because I feel like that is what I marked down for this. If it would have been centered, probably would have got a 5, no problem. The material of it was great, everything was awesome, just it wasn't centered in there, much like I am in this video. I'm kind of off to the side, I apologize. I'm currently in my basement. We're remodeling it, so these ugly red walls, everything's a mess, so it's gonna happen. That's part of why I'm also not putting videos up all the time. So overall, Fantasia got a 10, with the canister being a 3, the pin being a 4, t-shirt being a 3. Adds up to 10, which is right about that average line. Now the last one I got was actually Star Wars. And as much as I wanted to give this a 15 because I'm such a big Star Wars fan, it really didn't deserve a 15. The canister, it was the blueprints, and it's the blueprints of all the ships, including Millennium Falcon, the A-Wing, the X-Wing, I think Y-Wing was on it, and the new transport ship, I think it's the ITS or IRS. That was pretty cool, but the more I thought about it, the more I've seen this done so many times. There's t-shirts everywhere with the Millennium Falcon doing it. It was just another one. So to me, the canister got a 4, because it wasn't as busy. It kind of stretched it out. I do enjoy the blueprints, kind of the background of it, the schematics, just from my background as well. So seeing all that stuff was really cool. So moving on to the pin part, honestly, I think they nailed it right out of the park with this. Perfect 5. It was not a square. It was a unique design to Star Wars. It really couldn't have been better. It was straight gloss. There's no photos on it. They didn't feel like they cheaped out and just took a photo and put a border around it like they did all the other ones. They really made something different here. And I think this may have been the turn of all these canisters just being put up to the next level. The next one was the t-shirt, and again, this got a 3 only because, yes, it's a new ship, but it's the same blueprint design I've seen. I can go get a shirt at the store 5 minutes from my house with the Millennium Falcon blueprint on it. And to me, that's bigger blueprint, bigger sell, or the Millennium Falcon is a bigger ship, more known than what the transport ship in Galaxy's Edge is. Now, this canister was straight for Batuu, and I really think they missed the opportunity here. Pin, fine, perfect. But instead of focusing on that transport ship, I feel like they could have focused more on the land. They could have done like easy on the canister, like kind of like a walkthrough, like a 360 on the canister when you walk through the land with the Millennium Falcon on there. Or they could have done something else, but I just feel like they missed having a great shirt and a great canister just to put the transport ship on. So if you kept track or didn't keep track, here's the overview. What ranked the highest was actually a tie between Haunted Mansion and Star Wars. They received a total of 12 points. Then Fantasia scored 10 points, as well as the three Caballeros scoring 10 points, the Welcome Box scoring average, as well as Toy Story then scoring 4. Overall feelings about this, I can see why they took it away. I don't know how well it was actually selling, but a t-shirt and a pin, and then they were just kind of average at that. Really didn't want to spend too much money. I was ready to go for another 3 months, possibly another 6 months, just to get them, because I enjoyed getting them, looked forward to them. But am I going to wear these shirts all the time? Probably not. If we go to Disney World, I'm sure I'll grab them all and take them all with me. The pins, I'm not going to wear. I might take them to Disney to trade, but again, I might just keep them because I have the rest of the collector's box. Canisters are currently sitting in my son's room, and when he doesn't want them in there, when he grows up in a few, I'll probably move them down here into the basement, and then just maybe throwing them out eventually, but I have no really use for them. I don't know what I'm storing in there right now besides the pin and the little tag marks, or the little coasters. Not even sure what that was for. It was cool, it had history on it, but I feel like they could have done something else with that. Maybe made them into luggage tags or something, like plastic ones. If I put that through the airport, it's going to get destroyed. I know that. But yeah, so out of the 6 boxes, we have 1 average, so that leaves 5 ranking. 4 of them were above average. Well, 2 of them were way above average. 2 were about that average mark, and 1 was horrible, and that was that Toy Story. And I hope I'm not just being hard on Toy Story. You guys go watch that video. Let me know, even here or in the next video, if you liked the Toy Story boxes. If you didn't, what could they have done better? I don't know, because I really didn't care for Toy Story 3 that much. Not 3, this is 4. I didn't care for Toy Story 4 that much. I'm sorry. I watched it, didn't care for it. That's all I can really say on that. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys would be kind enough to like the video, hit subscribe, share it with some friends, ring the bell if you want. I'm not going to beg for you guys to do that. Subscribe I will, just because I want to grow the channel. I do like talking. This again is trying to get me more into public speaking, so that's the whole point of this. Next video will probably be some adventures of up north. We ended up going up to Traverse City, Michigan area. We haven't really gone in there, and I'll describe that all in the next video. It was pretty fun, even though during this whole pandemic and everything, it really wasn't that bad. We went in the middle of tourist time, so it's that bad. Just with them around. We might go up again later this year, but again, I'll explain that all in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. Hi, Greg K here. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. It means the world to me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.